Yeah. K-Talk AM 1150, Southern California Live with Wendell. Oh, man, 742 in Los Angeles, California, the world's greatest city. Overshadowed by the unexpected passing of diva Whitney Houston. Last week, as we are a weekly show, on the 8th of February, Proposition 8 died. I mean, I believe it has died. It's been overturned. Okay. A federal appeals panel on Tuesday voted to strike down the marriage ban by 2-1. That's what happened on Tuesday. The California Supreme Court reopened the door for same-sex couples to marry. Almost 20,000 already did before the ban took effect. The proposition is bounced from court to court to court. They were backed by a conservative coalition that was called ProtectMarriage.com. However, the majority opinion on the 8th of February, stated by Judge Reinhardt, said Proposition 8 has no purpose. It serves no purpose. It has no effect. All it does is lessen the status and dignity of gays and lesbians in California and to officially reclassify their relationships and families as inferior to those of opposite-sex couples. The Constitution doesn't allow for laws of the sort. This upholds the decision from Vaughn Walker, who was a district judge, that when he said that Proposition 8 was unconstitutional. Conservatives, as you may remember, demanded that Walker recuse himself because he's a gay man. He's in a 10-year relationship with another man. That being said, Proposition 8 has been overturned. Unless something changes, unless it goes to the high court, it's done. Unless it goes to the U.S. Supreme Court. The decision, it is said, I'm not an attorney or an expert on law matters. My younger brother's the lawyer in our family, and believe me, you don't want to get him started if you want enough hot air to power every balloon on the planet. It's not a particularly good idea. It is said that this decision, the way it was written, is that it was tailored specifically to Proposition 8 and not for all anti-same-sex marriage initiatives and ballot measures, lots of whom have passed in the last 10, 15 years in America. And it's also crafted to aim at the one swing vote on the U.S. Supreme Court. That would be Anthony Kennedy. Because they recognize that Scalia, Thomas, Roberts, and Alito are automatically going to say that Proposition 8 is golden, and the other four justices are likely not to feel that way. So Kennedy is the one this is aimed at. But it's also said now that it may not even make it to the United States Supreme Court, that it may be same-sex marriage may take another challenge, but it isn't this one. Now, I got to tell you, as a Californian, as a straight Californian who theoretically has no dog in this hunt or no interest in it at all, you know, I'm thrilled beyond belief, and I couldn't be prouder of our state and our justices and the way they threw this thing out. I love the idea that Judge Reinhardt says that it doesn't have a purpose. Proposition 8 does nothing. All it does is lowers the dignity of a certain class of people for no discernible reason. As Judge Wright said before Judge Walker had ruled against Proposition 8 on the issue of gay marriage, he said the state has no overriding interest in this. And to me, that is as important as anything else, because if you can broaden that from not just from same-sex marriage, but to everything, the idea, does the state have a legitimate interest in this in any way? Does this affect the ability of the state to collect levies and surcharges, say? Then maybe we can start seeing this general idea widen into the legalization of recreational drugs, for example, or prostitution, or gambling, or other things that do not have victims. Because the onus of this, the gist of this is, on the issue of same-sex marriage, the state doesn't have an interest because banning same-sex marriage doesn't remedy anything. That's the point of having laws. Laws remedy things that do not work in nature, that have to be negotiated, that have to be turned into legalese, that have to become code. Okay? There is no reason for Proposition 8 to ever have existed. It didn't ameliorate a particular problem. All it did was denigrate a certain kind of Californian. And I'm real happy that it's gone. And I think it's gone for good. I think it's done. And it is fascinating to me that across the country at this CPAC thing, you have speaker after speaker after speaker claiming that the government is being tyrannical by making insurance companies pay for contraception for women who happen to work in establishments run by the Catholic Church. We've seen this all week. They are puffing their chests out about this. This is not an issue. This is the Catholic Church been required to pay for contraceptives now in many instances for what? About 10 years or so. Now all of a sudden Obama says, yeah, well, you know, we're going to codify this, and they go absolutely crazy. They think we've got a winning issue to batter them with. Well, you don't. Okay? Because now polling has shown that over 2/3 of Americans are in favor of insurance companies paying for contraceptives, if for no other reason than the women's folks of America like to use them because they don't want to get pregnant unless they want to, and secondly, the idea that their man gets his Cialis and Viagra covered by insurance and their contraceptives not. That strikes women's as being somewhat unequal and unfair. I know that it does for me, and I ain't no women's. All right? This was a good day. Proposition 8 is gone. We will be back to discuss more of this particular issue. If you would like to weigh in on the Proposition 8 disappearance, pro or con, we're more than happy to hear from you. It's Southern California Live at Wendell. We're at 877, that didn't come out right, 877-520-1150, 877-520-1150. The only place where you're going to hear this kind of thing, and I don't mean the song in the back. Let's talk. Wendell, it's 750.